Hi, my name's Matt Widgery from mattwidgery.com, and we're going to have a look at today an alternative to the very popular, very famous and very good Lightsphere. This is a product, for those of you that don't know, by a very talented bloke called Gary Fong, and he invented this thing that sits on top of your speed light and looks a little bit like a round lampshade, and in fact it was the lampshade that gave him the inspiration. Basically what he thought was, or what he kind of considered was that if you've got a lamp, like a round kind of table lamp that you might get with a round lampshade on it, and you put that in a room, then the people in the room don't have harsh shadows on them, because what's happening is that the light itself, it's kind of, some of it's coming through the shade, but some of it, because it's translucent, it gets bounced around inside before it comes out. So it goes around nice and evenly in 360 degrees. That then scatters the light in a nice diffuse and soft way throughout the room. It bounces off the ceiling, and it's not directional light, and so therefore it's much more pleasing to look at. So he invented a thing that sits on top of the flashlight. Normally I think you can have them that way or that way, but basically the idea is that you stick the thing on top of the flash like that, and it's round, and what happens is that as the light comes out at that kind of angle from the top of the speed light, it hits the round sides of the light sphere, bounces around inside it because it's translucent, which means that it's kind of halfway between transparent and opaque. It's kind of foggy to look through, so it means that some of it is going straight through but being scattered, and some of it's being bounced around inside before it finally escapes, and so it creates a very soft light. It goes out in all directions rather than just in the one single hard direction that you'd normally get with the flash beam, and creates this very soft light. So brilliant idea, but the thing that I think for a lot of photographers, and I include myself in this, money is really important when you're starting off in photography, because there are so many things that are pressures upon the resources that you have. So anytime that you can save a little bit of money, that is always good. And the Lightsphere, as great a product it is, in the UK retails for around about £50. Now, although that might not seem like a great amount compared to perhaps, the thousands you might spend on your camera or lenses, every little helps. And when you consider if you're an amateur or if you're a professional that's just starting out, or you're wherever you are, frankly, in your career, and money is important. That £50, it could be put towards marketing your business. It could be put towards another piece of maybe more essential equipment that you don't yet have. And so if you're in that position and you want to find a way of getting the same type of results, I wanted to find a way of doing that. And I worked it out. So, drum roll please, and this is the world premiere of the ice cream pot. So it might not look very exciting, but I'll explain why it's good, and we'll see a couple of examples of how it works. This stuff is actually, and it's not just ice cream pots, lots of stuff: shampoo containers, sports drinking bottles, like pick and mix nuts. I mean, all kinds of stuff come in packaging which is made out of this translucent plastic. It's not completely white, that would be no good. It wouldn't let enough light through and you'd lose a lot of your flash power. It's not completely clear, that would be no good either, because the light wouldn't bounce around enough inside, and so what would come out wouldn't throw through the plastic and be diffuse. It would be a little more specular light anyway, but most of it would just go straight up. It wouldn't come out in this nice, even and smooth 360 degree spread that you get with the Lightsphere and what you get with this. So this is what you're looking for. It's a translucent material. This particular ice cream tub had what I thought when I saw it on the shelves in the shop, like a kind of card label that you could just rip off. It turned out it was like printed on, so it's quite hard to get off. I actually had to sand it off in the end, but that actually worked out to my favour, because it roughened up the surface a little bit, and that again made it a little bit more diffuse for the light to come out. So the whole thing, is pretty cool. Now all I did, cut a hole in the bottom that was roughly the same shape as the flash bottom. You see how it's kind of got that shape to it. That's going to fit through there. You want it to be ever so slightly smaller than the top part of the flash, because you don't want the thing falling off. You want it to be a fairly tight fit when it's on there. You could do a lot neater job than that if you were doing it yourself. I kind of attacked it like a mad knifeman with a kitchen knife, and made a really crappy job. But I get excited by these things, and I just wanted to sort of get it on and just see if the principle worked. Mark II, I might do a proper marking out job. I might even measure that and draw it and do it with a craft knife and make it look nicer. But nevertheless, it works, and I shall show you it now. So what you do, you put the flash in this way up. So you put the bottom of the flash in through the top of the pot, if that makes sense, and kind of shove it through there like that. And you want the flash head to be about 1 centimetre from the bottom. I don't know if you can see that, Anna. You want the flash head to be about 1 centimetre from the bottom of the top, no more. You don't want it all the way up there like that, because if you imagine like the flash head, the bit where the light's going to come out, is now the light's only going to be splaying out from this top part, and so only that top bit's really going to get lit. All that stuff is just black plastic down there, so it's not really going to do any good. So make sure that you have it set up so that just the bottom bit of the flash head is in the bottom, and then when the light comes out, it's going to splay out, bounce all this stuff, and then go around. So that really is it. I mean, you know, I'm not going to milk it. That is it. It's an ice cream tub with a hole cut in the bottom of it. So if we switch this flash on here and attach it to the camera, I will show you how it works. So we'll put that onto there like that. And I'm going to put this into continuous burst just so that hopefully some of the bursts will pick up in camera, because obviously this camera is set to 50th of a second or whatever it is on the recording this, so quite often flash bursts don't come out on video. So hopefully if I put this on continuous, you should be able to see, you know, at least some of the pops as it comes out. But basically what you've got, see, any direction that's coming from, the light it looks the same in all directions. You see that? See that? So what's happening is the light is coming out of the top there, and also because the top is also empty, see on there, what you've got is light coming directly off the top there, which is good for bouncing off the ceiling as well. So light is going to come out and go down onto your subject, but it's also going to come onto all of these walls, bounce back onto the subject, and it creates a lovely soft light, just the way that the light sphere in fact does. And that's why they're so good. Now, have a look at these pictures up on the screen. Now, the first one that you can see, and both these pictures are of my dad, by the way. If you have a look at the first one, this was done just with the flash pointing directly at him. So I've simply done the classic thing, which looks terrible in flashes, and kind of nearly everybody does, which is, you know, I've pointed the flash at him and I've gone boom. And that's created this very harsh look, and you can see how the colour is pretty harsh. It's almost got like a bluey tone to it. All the shadows are pretty harsh in his face. It's not a flattering look. This image was taken with my ice cream pop Lightsphere thing, and as you can see, for something which was really pretty rough looking, the image has just improved beyond all recognition. The light is now so soft. It's coming from all directions. It's wrapping around him nicely. It's a lot more flattering. It makes all the difference in the world, and it looks like it's been shot with a really expensive modifier. It could even look like there's maybe another window, you know, that he's getting light from that's in front of him, as well as that backlight coming in from the window behind. And so the whole thing is just a million miles different. So I mentioned that the original Lightsphere costs about £50 in the UK, and in America it's about the same. I mean, although dollars are worth, you know, whatever it is, less than pounds, you know, things tend to be more expensive in the UK. So I guess it's probably 50 or 60 bucks if you wanted to buy it in the States. You know, 50 quid over here in the UK. What did my ice cream cost me? Well, it cost me £3 for that. And I got ice cream out of it as well, and I've just eaten that with some lovely chocolate cake, and it was brilliant. So I think that's a bargain and well worth having a go at if you fancy getting a cheap, good light modifier. Is it good for all occasions? Well, I don't know. If you were going to do a very expensive sort of portrait shoot with somebody, and they were paying you a lot of money to turn up and do a really professional job, would you turn up with that on the end of your camera? Probably not. You know, but if you're at the point when you're earning good money to do shoots, then you probably don't need to. This is maybe for the amateurs or the people that are just starting out, and maybe they're not being paid quite so much to do that. But yeah, if you're an amateur, or if you're shooting for your local newspaper, or, you know, local school newspaper or whatever it is, or you're just shooting pictures at your friend's wedding, you know, you're not paid to do it, you know, or a party or whatever, where you're not really paid, you're just a guest, you're turning up. Yeah, or if you've got, you know, clients that are just, you know, just dig, you know, homemade crazy stuff, and, you know, wouldn't be put off by that sort of slightly lo-fi looking piece of kit that you're carrying around with you, then these are very, very effective, if not beautiful. So that's it, end of the video. Thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe in the bottom up at the top there, and leave your comments below. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks very much. Cheers.
If you like that video, click on these videos. You may well like them too. Cheers.